Here we are. A #1 requested video was, Neon, are you gonna update your settings video? Yes, and here we are. You guys want it all. You want all the juicy stuff. After many days of playing this game now, I can finally give you the update version of exactly what I'm rocking with. Of course, you don't have to copy everything what I'm using, but this will give you a lot more understanding what you should or shouldn't be using. First thing we're gonna do is dive into our color codes. This is, of course, a personal preference. I am colorblind, so of course it makes sense for me to do stuff like this, but when it comes to your enemy colors, I like to have yellow. This is going to help you out a lot when it comes to visibility. As you can see, the graph make it much more easier for you to find the enemies. My friendly icons I have as white, but as a personal preference on what you want to change it with. Really, the most important one is your enemy color. You can leave it as red if you want to, but I would definitely suggest to change it, at least to something brighter. It doesn't have to be yellow, it could be green, it could be even a bright pink, but it needs to be a bright color so you can see it on darker maps. Moving ourselves over to camera effects. Now this is a very important one because this is basically everything what you're going to see overall in your screen. Some of this stuff can be too overwhelming and it won't make you feel comfortable at all. It'll give you basically motion sickness. That's why you need to turn down your motion blur. Definitely do it with your weapon blur. The HUD motion, you want to turn this one off because when you're running, your HUD is actually going to be shaking. And you don't want that. You want to kind of keep it clean and simple, where you're not need to focus on that, where you can focus on your main objective. Please turn down camera shake. Some people like to have it on more of immersive and stuff like that, but really for me, just have it the lowest you possibly can, and that is 50. You want to be turning this on so you can reduce this. Turn this one off and make sure you leave that one on. We go on to your hold and toggle areas. Vehicle boost, you definitely want to have as toggle because if you hold it, it's going to be hurting your thumbstick. Turn off double tap crouch for sliding. Make sure your skip revive and your request revive as toggle because it's going to be really annoying if you do die and then you have to hold that button to redeploy. Scrolling ourselves down a little bit more, we have vibration. I turn this completely off. So you've done that. Make sure you turn down the adaptive triggers. It's up to you. I know some people like to have it, but this is just a PlayStation thing. I'm not a big fan of it at all. I don't like how you have to really force down on your triggers, so I turn these completely off. In gameplay, this is a personal preference, but when it comes to mounting your weapon, I don't really want that because I have it synced with my crouch button. And honestly, if I really need to take cover, the last thing I want it to do is mount my weapons. I have this disabled, but this is up to you if you decide you want to have it. I just feel like getting around the map, having a better gunfight, I just don't need to have any of the mount stuff. I'm pretty fine shooting straight as it is, but that is a personal preference once again. Move ourselves over to the controller side. This is going to be some really important stuff. I know a lot of people are interested in this. Here we are for the sensitivity, the infantry aim sensitivity. This is actually your standard sensitivity. I rock a 60 with an FOV of 120. You can go as 110 or 100 or even 90. I leave this as 56. The default when it comes to your configuration is actually 178, but for other battlefields it's 133. That's what I'm used to, so I go as 133. Make sure you keep uniform soldier aiming on. That should be on by default. Aim assist, this is a personal preference. Right now it is currently bugged, so it's the slow down what is the bugged up thing, but it's up to you the way how you want to have your aim assist set up. I just have it all on to the max. Input curves, I have a standard and acceleration. Unless you're a Call of Duty guy, you can go for 50%. But if you're already a Battlefield fan, you should know acceleration needs to be turned down to 0 so you can get your exact aiming input. Scrolling down to zoom, you're going to see steady scope. You want to be setting that as the same button as you're aiming. So as soon as you aim in, you're already holding your breath. Really good when it comes to sniping. My infantry zoom aim sensitivity is at 45. Now we're deep diving into the controller mapping. This is 100% a personal preference. This might overwhelm some of you guys just the way how I have it all set up. So you can see how I use it, but I don't really recommend for you to use it unless you're on a PlayStation 5 controller, because then you can actually do stuff on your index finger on your left side as playing claw. So my ping is my R1, grenades is X, and we have flick look as up D-pad. And that is what you need to be really changing, because you're going to have everything synced to the upper D-pad else. So you have your jump button as your L1, same as your vault. Crouching is R3, parachute is L1, melee takedown is circle, and you're going to be switching your other gadget. Instead of the top one, you're going to be changing it down to the bottom of your D-pad. And laser sight is actually on its down D-pad, so you need to change that to the same as the button map. And to reactivate and deactivate the laser sight, you just hit the mini map to enable it or disable it. And this will also be synced with your fire mode. And to change your fire mode, you just need to aim down sight, then hit the mini map. And once you've done that, you got the free button of the upper D-pad so you can do the flicks. And scrolling all the way down to the bottom, you're going to have infantry flick look mode. And that is what I'm being using to do the 180 turns. So you have that as set as always. The threshold, this is only if you're going to be setting it as like a trigger, but you can just turn it all the way down to 10%. And then this is the important one. This is how it makes you flick super quick, because it's as default is 100%. You want to be turning that up to 200, so you can do a 180 in a really quick amount of time. And for everyone asking me about the aircraft stuff, I leave everything as default. That's just what I feel comfortable with. I'm honestly not really a pilot player, but so many people ask me, but I just want to tell you guys the truth. I just leave it as default. On the vehicle side, we have a sensitivity of 50. I have the third person field of view as the max, and the gunner as 80. But honestly, I feel like when I've been playing the game, I want to turn this down to at least a 65. I have acceleration completely off when it comes to vehicles. And scrolling all the way down, you're going to find a very important setting called controller tuning. And these are where you're going to find all of your dead zones. This is up to you what way you want to tweak with it. I know some people want to have some different ones for dead zones, or maybe you have some stick drift. But I leave them as default. The one thing what you do want to change is the trigger dead zones. This is what's going to basically mean everything is going to shoot straight away. So the slightest little bit of pull is the instant input of you shooting. So have it 0, 5, 0, and 5. Here we are onto graphics. So you have performance presets. If you want to leave the game having a really nice, good, clear visual, good graphics, but just a stable 60 FPS, you just leave it as auto balanced. If you're on the PlayStation 5 Pro, you can change this to performance to increase your FPS to 120, or you can get to about 80 to 90 on the standard consoles, the Xbox Series X or the PlayStation 5. Sorry for all the people on the Xbox S. You guys have to stay on 60. But if you're just like me and you want the game to look really pretty, then I just leave it on auto balance. Sharpness is a personal preference. You can increase this, but you're going to really tell a difference. I just leave it as 50%. Right down to the bottom, this is where you're going to get all your film gray stuff. You want to be turning all of this off to make the game a lot more sharp and clear. When you scroll down, you're going to find advanced HUD settings. You're going to click on that, and I actually have my minimap size as medium. I turn compass off. If you guys see your game chat and you want to turn it off in graphics right down to the bottom, you can completely disable the chat. So if anyone's typing in the game chat, you won't see it. Or you can change it to when active, so it's not always there, only when people are talking. The audio side, so this is a big deal for me because with this game, war tapes is completely crazy. I use a 7.1, but it's up to you. You can select it as headphones, just mess about with it and find out which is the perfect audio for you. Just go around for each type of setting what we have, and then just listen, and you can tell which is the best for you. But your audio mix, I have as war tapes. I just love how it is with completely chaos, so much is going on. I think it's fantastic. So war tapes is definitely for me. If you really want to, you can go for the other war tapes, but that is so loud that it's probably going to break your headphones. So just have as war tapes. But if you don't want the complete chaos and you just want to kind of have it a bit relaxed and chill, then you can just go for the standard default mix. When you go to system, you're going to scroll yourself down to the bottom and you're going to have scoreboard ping. Very important if you feel like your ping is a bit up and down here and there, or just finding out how all your squads are is a good indication to find out if you're in a different region too, where you can hold the leaderboard and you can see everyone's ping and also yourself. Very important setting to use. And there we go, troopers. That is the best settings for Battlefield 6. The update version, that is exactly what I'm rocking with. So what are you waiting for? Leave a like and subscribe if you're brand new, and get on the battlefield with these brand new settings.